And so this works out well for the Saints as they continue to ramp up the pressure. Played inside to Cunningham. Cunningham getting the rejection, spots up. That's 3 if it goes, and that comes off the front of the rim. And Lackey back in. And you know Lackey leaning in. And guess what? Looks like somebody took a charge. And so the board will remain 17-11, and the Saints will come up with it. Smart move for Lackey, driving in like he did. He's been getting some access down through the lane. But well defended. You can get those feet set, and if you're the type of player who knows how to take a charge well, you will rack up those charges. Here's Bourda. Bourda easing up across the center stripe. Set over to Williams. Williams crossing across the elbow down to the baseline. Guarded by Lackey. Williams has size here. Kicks it out to Provina. Provina with pump fake. A little hop skip. Lays it off the glass, and that comes short. Smith. Now just by looking at the footwork on Smith, you can tell no passes come through easily to the opponent he's guarding, as this is worked inside and stolen. Cunningham comes up with the ball across the center stripe. Over to Provina. Provina with a step. And Provina appealing his case. But that'll be turned over on a travel call. And so from the baseline, Yarosh ahead to Lackey. As we see Smith and Cunningham up in the front court, challenging the ball handler. Do you have handles? And Cunningham shows him how it's done. Count it, bucket. With 10 remaining, just outside of 10 minutes remaining in the first. Saints are leading 19-11. On the strength of steady defense as it continued to ramp up the pressure. Folks, once again, GRABcreative@gmail.com. That goes for anybody out there. If you want to go ahead and send me some feedback, name pronunciation, send them phonetically if I get any of them incorrectly. Tell me where you're watching from. Who's your player or players? I know that there might be some brothers out here. Here's Cunningham. Inside down to the baseline. And we get a travel. And it seems like everybody's got the travel bug. And so we see a substitution as Williams comes in for the Huskies. And Williams will bring it up the court. Gaining a screen. Played down into the corner. Down on the baseline, Augusta. Unable to land that. Here's Bourda with the Hezzy move. Little hesitation at the elbow. Kicks it right back in gear and picking up the bucket. Here's Lackey. Long-range shooter. If you haven't met him, here he is, dangerous. Looking for the screen, gets it out to the corner. Inside is Lackey, down the post, kicks it out, and Lambeth's shot blocked. And what a play by Provina, as Provina goes up, blocks the shot, and as the shot deflects off the shooter, saves it, and gains possession. As the Saints once again doing a great job of turning the ball over on defense. Williams on ball. Bourda kicks it out towards the right wing. Fadeaway jumper from the elbow. Tipped up, and that does not go. As this is played down to Dembinski. Dembinski up top to Williams. Williams back over to Dembinski. Williams Plenty of space. Nice pass to the backdoor cutter. And a long-range shooter from the right wing. And hang tight here as it does not count. Did you catch that? Was that foot on the line or something like that? Okay, so yes, that was good. It does count. That's 3. 21-14, Saints in white with green trim. As this is handed off to Bourda. Bourda from the foul line, off the glass, rebound. As Knox goes big. Knox on the reverse, using the rim as protection. Puts that bucket in. And now the Saints up by 9. Out to the wing, Sheeran gets it over to Dembinski. Dembinski, a big body, gets inside. And bringing it in from the baseline. Here's Bourda. 23-14. 7.5 on the clock in the first. Kicked out up top. Williams with it. Williams to Bourda. Pravina calling for it. Bourda inside. Flashes it over to Knox. And that gets turned over. Huskies with it. This is Sheeran. Sheeran stripped by Knox. Knox holding on to it. And that will be a jump ball. Possession goes to the Huskies. As Knox giving up the body, getting down on the floor. Initially had possession, was trying to get it passed out to a teammate. Long on the 3. And now Pravina racing up over to Knox. Knox coming inside and getting the favorable bounce off the glass. Bank it. That's what we call splash currency. Money in the bank. .647 remaining in the first. As we'll get some substitutions here. Lambeth off the court. Smith off the court. As Bloom comes in. Bloom will body up against Niedzielski. And Niedzielski bringing the ball up into the front court. Heavy pressure, and Knox gets in the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds. 25-14. Played out to the top. This is Williams. Williams gets it into Dembinski. And that will be on the floor. And was that 2-3? I think Williams for the Saints might have drawn this one. You can always check in the official scoring on your team's website, as that'll end up with all the official information. I'm not down at the scorers table, so I'm not privy to exactly who's being called. I'm up in the catwalk right now. And so just outside of 6 minutes remaining in the first. Saints with the ball, leading 25-14. And extending that lead as Pravina taking it to the bucket. Pravina out of Massachusetts, Lynn, Massachusetts. Long range shot, and that catches nothing. But a heady play by Dembinski. Taking the air ball, tossing it off the Saints' leg. and retaining possession. So Dembinski will take it in as everyone lined up along the post. Sent out to the right wing, and that one misses everything. Somerville back out on the floor. And another leaning layup as Knox getting the job done. And here's Cunningham. Cunningham likes that inside-out right-hander from the left side as the Saints enjoying some success in the first. Once again, folks, Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here. Of course, this is just test. It's a sound check, essentially. So if this is working out well for you, that's very good. I have a little bit of familiarity with just the facilities over at North Country Community College over in Saranac Lake. As I spent a bit of time. Oh, what do I do there? Some weights, a little bit. Trying to beat the pandemic rust off the body. You know how it goes. And so we've had a chance to see the activity that folks have been putting in the weight room on the Saints side of things, and I think it's even more, what would you say? Diligent, vigilant, one of the two, something that rhymes with illigent, than I have ever seen before. And now the men's team enjoying a little bit more success, getting new recruits, getting more workouts. They have a new head coach, previously coaching the women's basketball team over at North Country to some very fine success. Recent 26-2 season, 26-3 season as well, I think. They've gone on to regional and then into nationals. And so the men's team picking up a successful coach, and that'll help with recruiting as this goes out towards the wing. Somerville kicks it around and ultimately gets it outside. Niedzilski with pressure on Pravina. Pravina pressing forward. Little jab step. And that will stay here. All right, let's see if we get any feedback from Casey again. Let's see if that's coming through. Soon enough, we'll get to the break. And once we get to the break, we'll have time to perhaps readjust the audio setup and see if we can't get a little bit more engagement out there, as I know that there are folks out there watching. The email, by the way, is GRABcreative@gmail.com. Not running a Twitter stream alongside this right now. We got too much going on with the audio rig. Long range jumper comes out, up ahead to Knox. Knox down low on the block. Rebounded out as Nolan out on the floor now. Well, Nolan out of Nashville, Tennessee. And that'll be a foul. Lackey proving to be a threat on offense. And when that happens, it's a good idea to test out the defense, see if you can draw some fouls, maybe put some folks into foul trouble. Not that I am condoning foul trouble, but you know, it's a tactic. Lackey misses the first. Right now, the Saints with 4 fouls. Huskies with 3. as this is rebounded by Nolan. Down to the baseline, Cunningham up off of the glass. Lackey out to Dembinski. Dembinski guarded by Williams, as this is Somerville. Somerville guarded by Bourda, and Bourda comes up with a loose ball. Kicked out towards the corner. Cunningham spots up. And that one, slightly in the direction of Illinois, as that'll head out of bounds. And the Huskies will take over possession. Saints taking care of business, just inside of 3.5 to go in the first. Lackey across the mid-stripe, kicks it out to the left side. And Sheeran, bucket, bucket, bucket. Counted as 3. As we're at 33-17 right now, and the Huskies trying to close the gap ahead of the half. Long range jumper. Bounces up off the front rim and knocked out of bounds. That'll be Huskies ball. Aggressive play by Knox. Throws him out of position, and Knox quick to get back on defense. Lackey with the inside pass, read quickly by Knox. Ooh, something fishy in the gym, as that one is ringed up as traveling. Unfortunate, as Nolan had gotten inside access. Looked good. Here's Lackey on the left side, guarded by Bourda. Bourda screened out of the play. Played over to Niedzielski. And Niedzielski goes up, draws the foul, doesn't get the end one, but will step up to the line. Niedzielski trying to cut into that lead as the Saints dominating in this first. Hits the first. As Knox comes in down to the low block. Nolan on the opposite side. As this goes up and in. And so Niedzielski taking care of business. Hitting the freebies. Cunningham directing traffic, looking for the screen on the right side, looking for the slip. Here's Bourda. Bourda with the hop step. And ooh-wee. This will stay with the Huskies, as it looks like Bourda picks that one up. The Saints have been very aggressive on the defensive side of things. Sometimes we get a little overzealous and end up picking up a foul. But that's easy enough to put in the rear view. Nothing washes away the bad taste on a play like that better than a good lead. Got a good lead, that'll wash out the bad taste. Here's Bourda. Bourda's got Cunningham out in the wing. Cunningham watching things form, and Lackey racing past Knox, able to come up with a loose ball, goes up and drops the bucket. And now starting to cut into that lead. With 99 seconds remaining in the first, the Huskies have climbed to within a dozen. Folks, I am not privy to what Coach Jared is communicating in the huddle for the Saints, but generally speaking, coaches aren't happy when you have such a lead and your opponent starts to cut and cut and cut into that lead, as the Huskies have done. Easy for the Huskies to go flat-footed, as oftentimes happens. Anybody out there who has played any sport, you fall behind by too much, you lose that pep, you lose that energy. Sometimes you just got to grind past that moment. Dig in, get back in the game. Right here, right now. Driving lane. Nolan up off the glass, and that bounces out. Saints have the benefit of a well-experienced, well-seasoned head coach, Coach Dumont, as this goes on a reverse layup. And now Bourda, just outside of a minute remaining in the half, with Williams on. Williams screened for a moment. And out tight, Bourda loses the dribble, able to swing it out. And Cunningham driving down on the baseline. Drawing the foul there. Cunningham with a heady play. Anybody who has played a lot of ball knows when you're driving, you go up in the air and you don't have a shot, but you get that hack. You let go of the ball and then pick it up and then keep playing. In that particular case, that hack yields a couple of shots from the free throw stripe. And Cunningham off of the rebound. Well, he misses the two single pointers, but as the rebound pops back out to the free throw stripe, in live action, Cunningham all good. And now coming up with the steal. Looking to pay it off to Knox. Knox down low, muscles up off the glass and through the net. More splash currency. Played up ahead to Williams. Williams into the middle. As that's taken away, sent up ahead to Bourda, and Bourda puts it in. Gilbo now with pressure coverage in the front court. And Gilbo with the steal. And with the heavy pressure, drawing the foul. That is often what happens from fatigue. And so the Saints with possession. Provina into Bourda. Bourda swings it out to Cunningham at the buzzer. And that one comes up short. And so that closes out one half. At the break, extending the lead once again, the Saints up 39-23. We'll take a quick step outside, check the barometric pressure, do some adjustments on the audio. When we come back, we'll have baking tips with Martha from the Saunders Sports Complex, Paul Smith's College, New York. You're watching Saints and Huskies basketball, just a sound check as a preview to the 7 p.m. Bobcats men's basketball game. My name's Glenn Burnett. We'll take a quick break and come back with second half action. In the meantime, enjoy all the sound testing stuff that we're doing behind the scenes. Casey here, if you're out there, a little bit of feedback. We're going to do a quick test with a 180 on the camera and see if maybe the sound input is receiving better on the opposite side.
Folks, guess what time it is?
I think if it is up on the top, it's just a matter of making sure that it is as close without getting in your way.
Yep.
And if you feel like this can move this way,
So that's blocking that far corner right there. Right there is perfect.
Perfect?
Yep.
Awesome, thanks.
Welcome back, folks, to the Saunders Sports Complex as we continue our sound check ahead of the 7 p.m. Bobcats game. We're watching North Country Saints against Word of Life Huskies. As we open up second half action, the Saints enjoying a 16-point lead. The Huskies had for a moment had a stretch of plays that cut that lead down to 12. And now their work is cut out for them as they look to close that gap even further. We see Cunningham, Pravina, Williams in the lane, Nolan and Bourda out on the court for the Saints. Lackey inbounding as Dembinski sends it out, and Lackey, check that, Niedzielski running the baseline trying to get a specific play in. Here's Cunningham, a little bit too hot on the pass. A little too much for Williams. As Niedzielski looking to guard the ball from Pravina. And now both teams having an opportunity to miscommunicate with the pass. Getting a little too close, putting a little bit too much pepper on the pass. Early second half action. Again, for any feedback out there, if you want to share. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. And you can send feedback over to GRABcreative@gmail.com. That's grab, as in there's a ball rolling on the floor, grab it. GRABcreative@gmail.com. Just tell me that you can hear the audio. Tell me where you're watching from, what team you're watching, and what player do you have out on the floor or waiting to get out on the floor. And give me a little acknowledgement if I'm getting names pronounced correctly. I always like to get the names right. Driving the baseline, and Dembinski up over the top, and ooh, is he pumped up as he blocks that one out of bounds. As that caught a deflection on its way out, and that will stay Huskies ball. Here's Lackey coming up. Played out from long range. Niedzielski overshooting the mark. They say shoot for the moon, maybe you'll get the bucket. As Bourda takes it across the center stripe. Cunningham on the weak side of the play. Driving the lane out to the wing as Bourda puts up a three. That rims off the heel of the cup. Inside move as Lackey grabs his own rebound. Lackey with a spin move, goes left-handed. And that one a little too much. The length of the court to Cunningham as Knox gets that out of the hand quickly. Dembinski kicked out towards the right side as Sheeran back in. Sheeran up from the top. Niedzielski trying to get that inside to the elbow as Dembinski displaying his arms, looking like, I think he's saying he's getting hit a lot. That is usually the symbol, the gesture, showing, hey, proof. Someone's been swatting me. Here's Niedzilski with a little shake move. Kicks it out to the corner. Loaded up too long, but picked up. And Sheeran on the putback. Out to the right side. Cunningham down to the baseline with a spin move. All righty, well, thank you for the feedback from Casey. Appreciate it. You enjoying yourself up here, Nolan? Colin? So, Casey, Colin's having a good time up here. I think he's having a good time. Seems he doesn't seem bothered by it. Is the audio too loud for you over there? No? You know who Sean McDonough is? He's a commentator. Can't remember who is Casey, if you're listening. It's the trivia minute. Who is Sean McDonough? Huskies come up with it as Niedzilski flashing the decoy. Ooh. As Lackey getting inside, up off the glass, gets the bucket, and he'll get another one. Okay, so this is who this is. I'll give Casey a minute because I got this comparison in back-to-back weeks as it relates to hockey. So, Casey, if you're out there playing this trivia minute, let us know who Sean McDonough is. 16 and a half to go in the second. The Saints with a 13-point lead as the Huskies continue to creep in, trying to open that door. As Coach Dumont, along with the team, at the sideline, going through some strategy. Dumont does not waste his time in giving instructions. And over on the other bench, we get a chance to see Coach Cousins, Weber, and Hanneman gathered around a huddle as Coach Cousins given some instructions. They have cut into a lead that has been what some would call insurmountable. But recently they have cut into the lead to as close as 12 and now at 13. Only a couple of possessions away, a stop and a couple of offensive possessions away from cutting it down to single-digit lead. Here's Bourda, guarded by Williams. Swung out to Pravina. Pravina up top to Cunningham. Cunningham, as that rims short. Out to the baseline. Niedzilski swings it out to Lackey. Lackey, a threat from outside, and Lackey gets the and one. The traditional three. Rebounded, and the Huskies with new life as they have cut it down to single digits. It is a 9-point game, folks. Cunningham with Lackey, and Lackey takes a moment just as Cunningham's giving instructions. Lackey with the steal and the bucket. And this cannot please Coach Dumont as this comes around to Nolan. Nolan down to Cunningham. Cunningham from the baseline into the elbow. Back up top to Bourda. Bourda guarded by Williams. And the bench for the Huskies with a rallying chant, defense, defense, defense. What once was a heavily defended game with a bit of a takeaway clinic being put on by the Saints. And now it seems as though the Huskies taking a page out of the Saints book. We only say the Saints book because they led the way earlier in the first with all of those defensive possessions. But the Huskies now making a bit of noise. Here's Bourda. Swings it out towards the left corner and bucket, bucket, bucket. Pravina for three. Here's Niedzielski. Niedzielski down low to Lackey. Lackey taps it to Williams. And that will go to the Saints. A good look for the Huskies. As a little soft touch, quick redirect of the ball. And it looks like that's staying with the Huskies. Kicked out to Dembinski. As that's shot short, picked up by Bourda. Bourda guarded by Williams. Williams got reach. And now Bourda, long range, bucket, bucket, bucket. And now we're back to a 13-point lead with 14:22 remaining in the second half. Out to the right wing side. Over to Niedzielski. Niedzielski, long range jumper. Picked up by Bourda. Guarded by Augusta as Augusta comes out onto the floor. Cunningham able to regather the ball on the handles. Rebound picked up by Knox, and Knox puts that one back. Lackey drawing a trap. And nobody guarding Williams. Williams getting beyond the defense, and Lackey acknowledging on a double team somebody's open, and that somebody just happened to be number 3, Jerron Williams. Kicked out around to Bourda. Bourda. And a nice play there as Williams had set up a decoy on the screen, flashes the screen, and then slips. Takes that in for the bucket, and now Niedzielski with pressure coming. Lackey with a fake to the left as he had Williams off to the side. A little, hey, I'm going here. No, I'm going there. Back to 13-point lead. Saints had left the door open just enough for the Huskies to close it to within 9. And this gets to be a little bit more well contested as we get some substitutions. Niedzielski heading out. Dembinski also stepping off for a breather. And a charge. Trailing by 13, Williams with Bourda guarding the sideline. Over the top to Lackey. Out to the wing. Williams turns it over. Cunningham racing up, dropping back on defense, giving about as good as he can give Lambeth without drawing the foul. Williams kicked over to Lackey. Lackey over to Lambeth. Back over to Lackey. Lackey calling for a fake screen. And Knox is going to take the foul. Possession arrow in the direction of the Huskies. .12:04 remaining in the second. Down by 15. Squaring up a little bit hard off of the glass. And Bourda coming up. Takes the inside step and kicks it out to Cunningham. Cunningham backs it out. Cunningham to Bourda, over to Pravina. Pravina's got Williams setting up a screen. Leans out towards the left side. Williams trying to save the ball. That goes right into the wrong person's hands as Lackey from outside. He's got Dembinski ready to set a screen. Inside to Dembinski from the elbow on the right side. A step back, kicked up to Williams. And Knox, check that, Williams applying heavy pressure and able to put that off the glass. Augusta on the stat sheet. Played out to Bourda. Williams gets rubbed on the screen and Bourda spots up. Count it. Buckets. Nice little pocket pass there as Williams kicks it out to Dembinski. And just as he kicks it out, cuts to the hoop. Dembinski with the slip pass right through the pocket. We don't have all of the hometown information on the Huskies here. I'm not sure if it's located elsewhere, but we've had an opportunity to appreciate the distances that many of these players hail from. As we got folks out of Opelousas, Louisiana, Brooklyn, New York, Lynn, Massachusetts, Houma, Louisiana, Saranac Lake, New York, that's Yando, Lake Worth, Florida. Not to be confused with Fort Worth, Texas. As Pravina carries it across the mid-stripe. Down to Cunningham. Cunningham on the hezzy, gets it off the glass. Rochester, New York. A pair of players, freshman players, Bloom and Williams. St. Petersburg, Florida. Kicked up top to Dembinski. Williams comes for the ball. Inside move. And little resistance there as Williams puts that one up in the bucket. Halfway through the second half. And we've got a 14-point game right now. Saints trying to keep their distance. Out to Knox. Knox bodying up. And a nice, easy over-the-top jumper. And we will get a Saints timeout as we continue down the acknowledgement list. Down to El Paso, Texas, Plaquemine, Louisiana. I might be butchering that. Nashville, Tennessee. Golden Gale, Florida, Champlain, New York, Golden Gale, Florida again. Oh, yes, that's the, I think they're brothers. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they might be twins. Correct me if I'm wrong. or correct me if I'm right. Whatever you choose. Decatur, Illinois, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's Cameron Knox right there. Alabama. And so 9:39 remaining in the second half as we're simply doing sound checks ahead of the game that we were brought in for. That's the men's Bobcats. They've got a 7 p.m. game. That'll be coming up right after this. For those of you who might have tuned in late, my name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. Been shuttling around the Adirondacks and the greater Northeast covering sports commentary since November 2018. It's an interesting story. You can check me out on LinkedIn. I've got a bunch of media update. You can also learn a little bit how we got it started. But we'll wait for the break to give you more information. Oh, and a nice move is Dembinski. Flashing the fake shot. Draws Knox off his feet. Drives forward after the kick out. And bowls over the Big Saint. And check that. As that was Williams that got bowled over. Williams looking okay coming off the ground. Kicked out as Smith getting some minutes. Up top to Cunningham. Cunningham with the jab step, fade away, and that rims out. And now Williams carrying it forward as the Saints have opened that lead right back up again from the baseline, long-range jumper. Knox, as that's blocked from over the back, but no foul. And Williams goes up and puts the trash in the bucket. Dembinski. Dembinski, a little bit of a misassumption perhaps, a misread as Williams was flashing quickly up into the front court. And that's tossed out of bounds as Knox will bring it in. As Pravina reestablishes on the court. Knox able to get it inside. Knox from 15 out. Spinning inside. And Knox has got that broad upper body that gives him a lot of space just by virtue of occupying the foot space. Here's Lackey, and that'll be a blocking foul. Good sportsmanship on the court as Williams helping his opponent up. This is some of what I have enjoyed in my time observing the Yankee Small College Conference is the way members of each team generally showing a strong deal of respect, and now we get an opportunity to see it in these two teams. Now, on the Saint side of the equation, they are in the National Junior College Athletic Association, NCCC, Region 3. And the Huskies competing in the United States Collegiate Athletic Association. as well as Hudson Valley Intercollegiate Athletic Conference out of Pottersville, New York. Word of Life Bible Institute. As we take a break for a timeout. Did you notice more volume when I turned the other one? Yeah?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, I did. Casey texted me to let you know too. With the crowd noises, it gets a little hard to hear, but there's no really avoiding that. So.
Yeah. And in particular, well, I'm wondering if there might be some way. We'll figure it out. If it's not now, we'll figure it out the next time. Everything as they continue to grow the athletic department will start to step up, because I'll start making some recommendations of things that we can use that might be able to have those elements integrated into the system, and we'll grow it little by little, just like growing a team. All right. After coming out of the timeout, with less than 8 minutes remaining in regulation, 18-point game as the Saints enjoying some success out here. A good primer to the season. Give them a sense of what they will work on as Coach Dumont getting to see his players in action, and knocks, and one, and knocks, and bucket. As we give another shout out thanks to our camera operator, Colin Palmer. I'm sure when somebody said, hey, you want to check out the basketball game, you said, what's that? What's basketball? Well, I mean, that's how I imagine it. Sometimes when all you watch is hockey all weekend long, you forget what else is happening outside the bubble. Here's Lackey racing up ahead. And that will be a charge as Lackey losing a little bit of control, trying to rush things up ahead. Well, it's been a good game to watch. An opportunity for me to appreciate North Country Community College's basketball team as I get a chance anytime I stop in at the Sparks Athletic Complex out in Saranac Lake, get an opportunity to see the work that's being done, get to drop in and check out some practices every once in a while. Of course, I don't like to waste my workout time, so I'm often just go in, head down, work, get the job done every once in a while. A little comments back and forth with some of these players who stop in. Recently saw someone putting in some work on the deadlifts. Here's Nidzilski. Inside, goes to the right side as that's deflected out, and that will stay Huskies ball. And for a while, we'd go in, get our express workout in, and it would just happen to be game night. Quick inbounds, and that will draw the foul as Sheeran wisely, sensing contact was coming, got the shot up and out. So we had a chance to see how the Saints coach on the women's side was finding success, bringing them consecutive years of very impressive winning basketball as Sheeran puts the first one in. And then switching on over, taking over for, get this, Coach Darryl Christ, who was the men's head coach. Christ won a national championship for Seton Hall. And now Christ is over at Saranac Lake High School coaching the Red Storm basketball team, as we hear that his son is playing on the team. And now rushing up ahead, here's Pravina, off to Knox. Knox spots up and lays it off the glass as they continue to keep the tempo moving. So yes, previously, Darryl Christ. Anybody know about Darryl Christ? Former head coach for North Country Saints men's basketball. And I like to do a little bit of research in my downtime. I've got a lot of downtime. And we learned that Saranac Lake had a national NCAA basketball champion. Played for Seton Hall. In '92, I believe it was when Seton Hall took it all. Let's see what we got here. As we get ready to resume action. Inside, and Lackey continuing to prove valuable for the Huskies. Played from the top, Dembinski out to Williams. Williams for three. Inside. Draws the foul. And so the Huskies will gain possession on this. Out from the right side. Into the middle, Lackey finds Williams. From the left side, down low, this is Knox. Check that. Played up into the middle as Williams on the double dribble. Recognized that early on. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Christ actually used to play under Coach P.J. Carlissimo. So a bit of basketball history at the NCAA Division I level, at the national championship level, making a stop in Saranac Lake. In fact, Christ used to play with one of the Hurley brothers in the backcourt. Here's Lackey, kicks it out wide. Niedzielski with a flash. Niedzielski kicks it out to Dembinski. Out to Lackey. Lackey with a step and then back. And bucket, bucket, bucket. As Lackey continues to pour in points for the Huskies. from the baseline with Dembinski guarding. Knox bodies back up. And Knox is nearly undeniable down on the block. Williams kicks it up to Niedzielski. Niedzielski looking for inside. Reclaiming the ball as Williams finds himself open down on the baseline, and Williams will go to the line for two. 3:02 remaining game time. As we are wrapping up our little sound check in the Saunders Sports Complex. Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. As Williams steps to the line. As that one rims out. It has been a busy sports weekend. We covered 6 hockey games in the beginning of the day, starting with a 7:40 a.m. puck drop. And then came across to Paul Smith's College in preparation for the 7 p.m. Bobcats game. We've got another early start tomorrow. And Knox keeps on knocking it down. We'll cover about another 6 hockey games tomorrow, maybe 7, and then come back out for more Bobcats basketball. Dembinski with a nice move over the top, grabbing the rebound. And a quick release there. A little soccer move with a headbutt on the ball. And then we'll have a bunch of gold medal hockey on Sunday morning starting at 6:15 a.m. And then Sunday afternoon, Paul Smith's Bobcats hockey team will come into town at the Olympic Center, play a little hockey out on the 1980 rink, that Miracle Sheet. We'll get a chance to call a little bit of Paul Smith's hockey. And we get a travel on the way in. Cunningham doesn't like that call. But oh well. The Saints have taken care of business. They have opened the door every once in a while. They got refocused with Coach Dumont. And a steal down on the baseline. Cunningham up and in. And a nice move by Niedzielski. Shot out from the corner. Rebound, and Cunningham with the early release goes up and in. Niedzielski quickly ahead to Williams. Williams spots up for 3. Hits the heel of the cup, and the Saints come back with emphasis as the crowd erupts on the Nolan dunk. And that will be the capper as the official needing to clear the court. We got a good turnout here. Might see some familiar faces. As we get a look down below. Oh, yes, indeed. You know that, you know the chef down there? We used to work in the same kitchen. Out in Saranac Lake, yeah. Cool guy. Big sports fan. Going inside as Lackey with a double spin. And we have Cameron Knox out on the, check this out. Justin Cox out on the floor. Cox, a freshman out of St. Petersburg. Well, that's news to me now. Driving in as a little bit of playing time being yielded over to Cadena and Cox. Get a look across the floor. Who else is getting some exposure out there? Well, don't scrunch up your jersey number. I can't read it from here. Yando out on the floor. And with heavy pressure on the defense, that's Couple. And we also see Johnson. This is Yando. Yando up ahead to Johnson. Johnson carrying the ball up with 10 seconds left. Guarded by Bone. As we see Somerville back out on the floor. We see Coelho out on the floor. Yarosh and Stam getting to break a sweat out there. Good opportunity for the young players to come in, get a little bit of time out there, real game experience. As we give a shout out to Chef down in the front row. I guess you call that the Nicholson seats. And this should wear it down as Johnson hands the ball off after the Saints claiming a victory. Both teams gathering at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a basketball player. What a great day to play basketball. And so at the end of regulation, taking care of business, grabbing the victory, the North Country Community College Saints putting one in the win column. Best of health and well-being to both sides. We'll get set to clear up the floor and prepare ourselves for some Bobcats men's basketball. Once again, my name is Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. It is so good to be here. So glad you'd have me here at the Saunders Sports Complex at Paul Smith College, New York. As we take a look at the roster really quickly, we're going to break away. We've got a break, a little bit of food to eat, get some, is it breakfast time? Well, it may not be breakfast time, but I'm breaking fast now.
I've got to wait a couple minutes for this to catch up, and then I'm going to stop it and then start the Paul Smith one.
Okay. And so Clinton Community College coming up next in the battle for the Eddie K's tip-off. Coming up at 7 p.m. We'll go ahead and shut it down for the moment. We'll see you on the other side.